Artificial intelligence has become one, maybe you could call it one devil that we just have to accommodate. I mean, you know what they call it? They call it a necessary evil. I wonder what is necessary about this particular evil. These days, you just have to inculcate it in some of the works that you do it in order to make it a little more easier for you. And I really don't know if you think through it, how is artificial intelligence being applied in the media today? And how would it affect how we relate with people 5, 10, or 15 years? People who are scared about the artificial intelligence, are they justified to be scared about it? Those who are welcoming it and applying it with their duty, are they justified with what they're doing? Would it in any way help us lose jobs, gain more, or maybe practically destroy whatever it is that we have built? We have with us live on Zoom this morning Aaron Leonard is the founder and CEO of Clever Communications. He will give us an insight into this particular topic. Good to have you. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, and good to be on Signature TV for the first time.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for finding time to join us this morning, Aaron. Thank you so much. I mean, there's a whole lot that's been spoken about artificial intelligence and its inculcation into the way that the media works. What scares you the most about the artificial intelligence in the media?
Well, nothing scares me. In fact, the truth about it is that for now, even though there are some issues there with the artificial intelligence, but for now, I think it's still very, very useful and very good. It's a friendly platform. And the truth about it is that any media organization that is not investing in it right now is way behind, way behind. That's the truth. Because for now, we can only benefit from it. We've not gotten to that stage where we need to start being scared of AI. Not yet, not yet, not yet, because we've not even started at all. It's when you get into it and you start using it, that's where you will now start thinking about the dangers. But right now in Nigeria, most media organizations are not making use of it. And that is really sad because Nigeria is perhaps one of the fastest growing country in terms of internet usage. We have the largest broadcast network in the developed world. In fact, Nigeria had TV stations before a lot of European countries. So you see our new digital economy and what it's doing in the country. A lot of young people making millions by applying AI and all that. But the broadcast sector that is supposed to be leading in this is currently behind. And that's a sad one. So that's something we should look about. So there's no danger there right now. We need to get in first before we start talking about danger.
Okay, one of the key issues that people are really scared of is the fact that AI can make people lose their jobs. In fact, we've seen the rise of AI over the years, and with fears that it could impact even more than we imagine in the years ahead. I'm just wondering, really. I mean, recently we even saw an all AI powered radio station. I mean, we have seen a little bit of that, an all AI powered TV station. And it would mean that you are not going to probably employ people to do some of these jobs. Are you scared in that regard?
No, not at all. Not at all. We are not there yet. See, AI cannot work without human. And, see, it will take a long time before any AI-powered system can take over your native intelligence. It will take a very, very long time before that will happen. So let's start first. That's the truth. You see, when we talk about radio, we talk about AI-powered radio, yes. We need to know how to use AI in radio. So it's not just you set up radio and you put AI to just run everything. Look, we deal with emotions here. For a country like Nigeria, you cannot remove that human touch, that emotional touch that goes with broadcasting, that goes with analysis. AI can't do that. And when we talk about data, currently in Nigeria, we don't have enough data that can make, when you watch some of those AI movies, you think that, see, over there, they have a lot of data, they use a lot of data. So everybody's personal details is somewhere. They know what you think, what you do, in Nigeria, we've not gotten to that stage where we've been able to harness data that much. We don't know what people like to even listen to on radio or watch on TV. So we've not gotten to that stage. And we need to know. So rather than looking at the fears, we need to think about getting it. For jobs, right now, as far as I am concerned, AI can make you get jobs. Right now in Nigeria, your ability to just on your WhatsApp, for instance, the AI tool is there. You want to discuss this topic today, you punch it there and you have information. You want to write a proposal, you punch it there, it gives you information, makes your life easy. You want to pass one exam, you punch it there, it gives you information. And that is what we should be focusing on. So for Nigeria right now, it's going to make us get more jobs, get more accolades, get more business, make more money. The broadcast sector is suffering, so we need to get into it.
I mean, we've also seen the rise of the usage of AI to develop deep fakes. We've seen AI being used to, do bad things. Some persons trying to put out contents that are manipulative, that are practically fake. So it's something that even though you say it's an advantageous thing to inculcate, but it also has its side that is quite, demoralizing if you look at it from that angle.
Yes, yes, and that is where you see media. Media is a very sensitive organization. A lot of people set up media outfits here and there. License schemes given to politicians, businessmen, and things like that. Only few media people have licenses. Now, when we talk about deep fakes, see, in the past couple of years, I am a trainer. We've been training a lot of stations, a lot of youth, government organizations on fact checking, and lots of tools have been developed that you could use for fact checking, and that is where I talk about that human part. So AI can pick up something it sees, and unless it's the AI that also has the fact checking tool, the AI can put it out there. But the human will use his native intelligence and say, wait, I think I need to cross check this again before I put it out there. Okay, so that is a danger. Fake news and deep fakes now, where like now, as I'm talking now, someone can just crop my face, and before you know, you'll see a video out there that I'm saying something nasty. You know, people use it for political gains and things like that. That is the bad part. But right now, it is the same AI technology that you can use to cop that. So, for instance, when you see a video and you apply it into AI, for instance, any of the AI software, it could tell you if that video was used somewhere else in the past. And you could know when that video was released. In fact, some advanced technology can even give you other details, who did the video and things like that. So you could use the same AI to prevent these deepfakes. But if we don't get into it, then we'll be consuming a lot of deepfakes, and it's going to be affecting us, and we will not have anything to counter it.
How can media organizations ensure transparency when using AI in production of news? Because again, these days, nobody really tries to get the news. They just sit behind the tabs and then pop out something and ask AI to write a story about a boy who just left school. And then you just create something and then you put out that. How do you think media organization can be really transparent when applying AI in news production?
And that is why I keep telling you that we cannot do without that human aspect when it comes to media. Any organization, media organization that tries to rely 100% on AI will just miss it. That's the truth. You're going to cause more problems than you can handle. And media is expected to help people live better lives, help people gain useful knowledge. So no media organization that is thinking of employing AI should forget about the human beings. And that is where our job is protected. Now, but we as media people, we are the ones that have to speak up and let the world know that AI cannot work on its own without us in the media space. So what you have to do as a media organization, one, training has to be key. Training has to be key. I thank God for your station that you have people behind you that believe in training, and that is key. So media organizations must enhance their level of training, bring in experts, invite us, I'm available. And you must keep on training your staff continuously. That's one. Two, like I said, you have to apply this same AI technology. You have to apply this AI technology. A media boss just walked past now, and is one boss that is applying AI technology in what he does, and I'm proud of him. So you must be able to apply those same technology, make your staff get used to it. Right now, there is what is called virtual reality and augmented reality. And I'm sure you know about it. Not many stations in Nigeria are applying it. We are currently trying to help stations employ this technology. It makes your life easier. It makes your shots cleaner. It makes everything goofy. And you can detect fake news and things like that using the same tools that are used to produce this fake news. So the key thing is no media station should rely on AI. The human beings, you presenting this show, your backroom staff, they are very important. So our job is secured so long as we know our relevance and we keep talking about it.
Okay, so many persons have spoken about AI bias, and it cuts across really. The kinds of things that you use AI to do, say for instance, in places like the United Kingdom, when you ask that questions here in Nigeria, you rarely have the same kind of questions, or kind of answers, when you prompt it. How do you identify AI biases so that you are sure that you are not being misled by AI? Because again, AI is not 100% correct or perfect with its dishing out of information.
Yes, that is where there are tools, fact-checking tools that you have to use. That's why I talk about training. So every station is supposed to set up a fact-checking desk. You must have a fact-checking desk with a fact-checking officer who is trained on how to use the various fact-checking tools that are available. And there are so many of them. From your regular, and it will shock you, it starts from your normal Google search. That's where it starts from, and you'll be shocked. And before you go into things like your Yandel reverse image, and so on, and you have there's the one called Big Invid. There are so many that can track if a video is fake or not. So that is the key thing, media organizations should have a fact-checking desk, train your staff on how to use fact-checking tools, make sure you apply those things in your organization before you start applying your AI. If not, you'll be misled. You'll just be misled, okay? Because deep fake right now, what people don't understand about deep fake, because it's not much in Nigeria, we've not taken it really seriously. Deep fake is really real. The average person calls it fake. So you have to go deep down to be able to detect that it is fake. Okay? And that's what organizations should really do in order, because the bias is there. Now let me tell you also something, because the AI currently is using data that has been fed in. It's using the data from somebody. So I type something into AI and it takes it. Now, what I type in is based on my own bias. So when you go to search for that same thing, it's going to give you what I think. Okay, not an analysis of what should be. So it doesn't go deep into that kind of analysis, because the data is still coming up. The data is being developed currently. So it's not something that we can trust currently. Yeah.
All right. A lot of more people have also complained about the fact that maybe in the nearest future, with the way AI is built, we may not be able to control what it does at the end of the day. How much of regulations do you think we should put on the way and manner, AI is used, even in our daily lives?
Yes. And that is where our regulatory system in Nigeria needs to start changing. Um, For instance, we have the Data Protection Act that is there. We have a lot of other internet-based regulations that are being worked on as the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy as they develop stuff, they're also coming up with some tools and regulations. But our own NBC is way, way behind in this aspect. And the NBC needs to start thinking about that. Just yesterday, we're having a chat, one of the top NBC people, and I know they are thinking about it, but they need to act really fast. They are thinking of reviewing the code. And so while reviewing the code, they need to take into consideration regulations for AI use. Like now, if you go online on like Meta and Instagram and places like that, currently, if you post a video that is gotten from AI, you are required to click. There's a button there that you can click that says this video was generated from AI. So there are things like that that need to come into the actual broadcasting code. So everybody knows that. So if you use AI for something, you need to say that you use AI for it. There's also the issue of intellectual property there. Like now, like I said, in Nigeria, we are not very heavy on data. So someone could have fed something in, and then someone would use it somewhere, and not knowing that it's my own property, and you think is AI that's AI. See, one thing we should know: AI, it does not originate things from space. It pulls things that people have put online, and some of those things could belong to someone. Okay, so there are also laws that need to come up to protect intellectual property. And if you're not careful as a broadcaster, you could get some you could get some problems when it comes to that.
Right. Another school of thought would say that we shouldn't put any regulations because it could stifle creativity. I mean, AI can only grow, and we don't know the extent of what it can do, to enhance our productivity. But then, if you start putting regulations, it tends to slow down creativity, and maybe if it goes to extreme, we might miss out on what it can actually do in terms of its opportunities than what we already have.
Yes, and that was why I kicked against the what's it called, the when they were trying to do these social media regulations and all that. We have to first understand the benefits and promote the benefits, and that's why I'm glad that we have this digital economy thing going on. So you have to first of all look at the benefits first before you start regulating. If not, you're going to stifle creativity, and that's why it's not something that should just be, you just wake up, hey, no, don't do this, don't, no, you don't do that. That's why you see the NBC, the broadcasting code for broadcasting is not solely prepared by the NBC. It is prepared by, in fact, the, most of the inputs are made by broadcasters themselves. So that is where we are. Is it going to stifle creativity? Is it going to cause more problems for us? So how can we do? What can we put in place that will make sure that we don't stifle creativity? So that is something we have to look at when it comes to regulations. It's not just something you just throw to the National Assembly. It's something that you need the input of the creatives themselves, the broadcasters themselves, the other guys who do skits, things, things like that. So everybody is carried along. We know what we want to use it for, and then we put laws that regulates misuse alone. Okay, not just when you're trying to use it to do good. Yeah.
All right. I mean, you have mentioned that NBC is far behind. How do you think they should be reacting to the rise of artificial intelligence right now? Because again, like it or leave it, it's here to stay, and we're just watching and seeing where it will take us to. You've mentioned that they are far behind. What can they do in order to at least catch up? If they can't catch up, at least stay 1 kilometer, away from them at least.
Yeah, currently, when you look at the setup of the NBC, if you even look at the staffing, the people there, the departments, and all that, I don't think they even have a department that is focused on this yet. So that might be something they need to look at. Create such kind of department, bring in such people. They know how to organize workshops very well. So I think immediately, if the any NBC person top shot is watching this right now, like tomorrow, next week, we need to call a conference of experts and use this very same topic you just put up now, media and artificial intelligence, or the broadcasting industry and artificial intelligence, and let's discuss what are the issues, what are the benefits, how can we work around this, because the sole aim, many broadcast organizations remember the NBC because of things like when they give fines and all that, but that's not the role of the NBC. You are fined when you do something wrong, but the real role is building the media industry. It's about improving the quality of broadcast, improving curriculum in institutions that study broadcast related activity. So the truth is, the MBCs ought to be the lead. It's just like while I was head of media development at BBC Media Action, we supported the NBC and Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria to organize a lot of those summits on digitization when it was going on. So the NBC should come up with that, and a lot of broadcast organizations benefited from those summits, attending those summits and getting knowledge. So that is what the NBC should do right now. Look for relevant experts, relevant individuals, also interact with the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, and even with the NCC, and see how we could work together and bring artificial intelligence into broadcasting for our benefit.
All right. I mean, before the boom of social media, we've seen how traditional media fared. I mean, you would say that sometimes traditional media is scared of social media, and social media came and decentralized the way information is shared. These days, people can just be in their homes and do a live broadcast and go live to the world. And now we have artificial intelligence. And then we also have virtual reality. And so one wonders really whether you feel that the traditional media is being threatened by all of these, tools, or do you think traditional media is more enhanced with some of these tools that has, cropped up in the last 2 to 3 decades? Hello, Aro?
Okay. The truth is, even the social media one is painful because a lot of right now, I am mobile somewhere. That's why you hear some background noise with me in Lagos. In Lagos, everywhere is busy. I thought it was quiet, but now it's not. The place is not quiet anymore. This is work time, people moving about. And because costly of that technology of social media and all that, you are able to have me on air. I didn't have to travel to the station. Now, a lot of broadcast organizations have not really taken advantage of this. One thing we should know is that radio and TV today lives inside broadcast media. I mean, lives inside social media right now. Radio and TV lives inside social media. That's where your audience is. People don't wait till 9 p.m. or whatever time to say, oh, okay, we are waiting to know what happened today. You already know on social media, once you log in, news is there already. And so we need to tap into it. Now, there's this complaint that fake news, all those things are, transmitted on social media and all that, and things like that. But the truth is, if you want to reduce fake news on social media, the traditional media needs to occupy that space. And one thing I can commend the traditional media in Nigeria about is that we are still upright. We are very ethical. Traditional media in Nigeria does not do things that we've seen happen in some countries. We self-regulate a lot. We self-censor. So if we don't occupy that space where you have people who are not trained to self-censor, then there's really going to be a problem. And that was what led to all the uproar about social media regulations, just because the traditional media is not occupying that space. And even the government is laid back. Government is always reactive. The government should occupy that space, put information out early enough before people start speculating and posting a lot of things. Once you post one speculation, it starts to spread. So rumors are not about celebrities alone. It happens with government policies. It happens with so many things, and it affects a lot of lives. We've seen problems come up, crisis here and there, just because someone posted something that is not verified on social media. So what we need to do is occupy that space. This program, for instance, should have started on social media even before coming live. And then after here, it continues. The discussion on social media never ends. So we need to occupy that space.
Cleverest Communications, CEO, Cleverest Communications, Aaron Leonard, many thanks for your time. We truly appreciate your insights on the program this morning.
Thank you.
I salute you, boss. I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for being part of the program this morning. We are connecting to our colleagues in Abuja that are waiting and standing by for the rest of the morning show. My name is Charles Pius. See you later.